country tip number 3, tying a horse to a tree. Ought to be a rapper. I got rhymes. Alright. What you'll see most rookies do, or novices, actually there's even some experienced people that tie their horses like this to a tree. Okay, notice there's no branches on this tree. It's a straight trunk. They'll wrap it around and then they'll tie it kind of tight, snug to the tree, thinking that, you know, their horse isn't going to go anywhere. Well, horses will rub their head up and down on this, and this is not going to stay tight. It will slide down. When a horse gets their halter rope down here on a tree, what you'll find, you'll come back, and if there isn't a bigger wreck, you'll see them, their head will be way down, just basically pinned to the bottom of the tree. What's worse is they step over this rope while they're tied to the tree, and then you have a huge wreck, and there's a horse flipping over, tree getting yanked out of the ground, occasionally a horse running away with a tree dragging behind it. You don't want it. This is super simple, so I'm going to do it real slow just to make sure everybody sees what I'm doing. Tying to a straight trunk tree is super easy. You want a full wrap or 2 on the tree before you make your knot. Once you have a full wrap and it's snug, whether you do a slip knot and then pull the tail through, or if you got a horse that likes to untie knots, one that really helps that situation is to tie a bowline. A bowline is a knot that's pretty difficult for a horse to untie, although I have had a horse untie it before. So with a bowline, I've done my wrap around the tree. I have a full wrap, actually wrap in half. So I'm going to tie my bowline, and I do it backwards for most people. I make the loop with the part towards the end towards the horse on top. I run the rabbit. That's a rabbit. This is the hole. This is the roots. I run the rabbit in the hole, around the roots, and back out of the hole. And the thing about a bowline is you can always untie it. No matter how hard a horse pulls back on a bowline, you can always untie it. Because of the knot structure, there's a loop that you can just peel back and get it to loosen up. But for the most part, I just do slip knots. This is not a horse that I have to worry about. Like that. And that's about the right length too. You'll see a lot of people, they want their horse to be able to get a little snack while he's tied to the tree. Well, that turns into a wreck sometimes too. I got to witness that firsthand in Alaska. We had a guide tied the horse to where the horse could reach the ground and eat. And the horse got his foot over the halter rope because he had too much slack. And when we got back, the tree was pretty much laying down on its side along with the horse, and it was a big ugly wreck. So don't tie the horse where he can eat if you're not going to be right there watching. And then you also don't want to have him so tight to this tree that he can't move. So I usually do about 2 feet of slack, and then that lets them have enough room to kind of meander around the tree. And you should also knock down any punjies right underneath the horse so he doesn't step on them. Anyhow, there's like a whole bunch of tips in one, but basically tying a horse up is tip number 3. Well, I'm packing out of my camp today, headed back to civilization, and on one hand I'm kind of sad that the week's over already, but on the other I'm kind of looking forward to a hot shower. Catch you next time.